the second part to using the TTP software for Forex trading, I wanted to go over some of the different aspects with the market geometry and using the Bloodhound templates to find some of these really, really nice signals. So basically every signal that Bloodhound is going to plot for you is going to be a sure entry. Now you may not get very many of them, and it will require that you consistently update all of the charts on the workspace with the market geometry using the toolbar. But this is one of those signals that we look for. So we're looking for at least 3 areas to come together across the different time frames, meaning areas in the market geometry, together with volume divergence on the 2-minute chart, which this clearly is, looking at this big, huge climax with a nice attempt at moving lower and then coming back up and testing that high on less volume. So this is a nice volume divergence signal after the report, and it's up into multiple areas using the market geometry. So one thing that you'll see me do consistently in the training room and in some of the different training sessions is use the higher low, especially on the tick charts, for finding the end of a move up to the top of the channel. Okay, and especially when this high, the point that's found automatically between these 2 points, so we're connecting the baseline. Let me just draw it for you and show you how it works. So when we draw this, we're connecting from the starting point and the end point. And that auto line right here that's drawn automatically is going to anchor at the widest point perpendicular to the slope of this channel. And that happens to be this swing high. So when that swing high is chosen rather than the highest high, I'll sometimes use the higher low back here, especially if the low is a really strong momentum move down into the low, and then it's a really steep move up and out of it. That would provide us with a much steeper sloping channel, which is obviously much less likely to hit the median line and the auto line there. So that's why I'm using the higher low right here. And really you have a beautiful, I didn't even see that, beautiful 5 waves down there to end this move. So that's pretty nice. Now, that's just one area. And you see we have a huge divergence in the momentum indicator here. And then, of course, the highest volume per second on the chart at that high. It's actually the bar preceding the highest bar. And then it rolls over. We have a perfect hit of the median line right there. And then on the slower tick chart, which is 4 times the size of that 576, it's a 2304 for the USD Canadian. I'm using the larger set of swings, and again, I'm using the higher low here, and you can kind of verify that because we have a hit of the median line here, and we have a hit of the auto line here to the left of the end point, and you can see we come right up to that channel line perfectly right here. And again, we have a small case of bearish divergence here on that swing high. That's using another set of swings to identify another channel line that we're looking to trade off of. So now we have a perfect A, B, C. Okay, and we don't necessarily know that that's going to be the end of it at the time, but we would expect a move back below this low, or at least to kind of the midpoint of this retracement here. And we actually do come down and tick out that low, and that's where we would be looking for an exit of this move, or potentially simply exiting after the slope of that channel down is broken, depending on how tight you want to make your stop. And there we broke right out of that trend line and then pulled back to it here. on a little kiss goodbye that then went up to new highs. So that's area number 2 on a different chart using a larger set of swings. And then area 4 and 5 is on the largest chart. This is a 240-minute chart. And I've connected from the high, the ultimate high back here at the end of May. Sorry, not the ultimate high, but the highest high of this swing up from the major low we had at the end of April. And then connecting to this major swing high, kind of bypassing these 2 big wicks here and connecting to this high as it kind of slices through those wicks a little bit. And we come up and hit that perfectly right here. And it's actually the first hit of that line that we're rejecting down off of, and then using this swing, I'm using the lowest closing price here. Well, the low of the bar, which makes the lowest closing price right here, together with the swing high here, that we actually come up and touch on the final push to that high. So not on the first high that we're trading, but the next one. So really at that next high, we have several areas as well, and then even more bullish divergence on the larger tick charts and higher time frame 20-minute. Well, I'll show you that in a second. So here on the hourly, I didn't really draw anything in because we have the same areas on the 240-minute chart. So I could look at some different swing points on the hourly just to kind of see if we have anything at all. So let's do that. And we do have the midline of this channel there as well. About 2 or 3 ticks from the high that we're trading, and then coming through that on the final high. Okay, so now let's look at the 20-minute chart and the larger tick chart, which is right here. We'll look at the larger tick chart first. So just simply connecting a trend line from this swing high to this swing high gives us both of these swing highs perfectly, and this is the high that we're trading. So I've refreshed that chart, and you can see that in real time these trend lines will plot as dashed trend lines, identifying the potential setup for the divergence, and then once confirmed it will turn to solid. Okay, so coming up into that high, we have momentum divergence within the momentum indicator, and I'm just looking to see if maybe we have anything else on this larger tick chart. We may have an upper median line right here. No, we're well through that actually. And if I want to hide all of these lines, I can right click on that H button and then left click and hide them all. And then click on the big H in the top left corner and bring them all back. So no, we don't really have many other areas. I'm sure I could find some more if I continued to look. Let's see. Didn't quite make that one. It makes it on the minute chart, but not quite on the tick chart. Let's try one more and then move on. Here you have the broken auto line. It's broken here, replotted. That shadow gives us some resistance at the highs here. It's broken again there and then replots, and that gives us some resistance here. So this seems to be a valid channel as we're rejecting off the lower median line here and then meeting both the channel and the median line there. Then of course we can draw in our sliding parallels off of these lows and then draw one off of this low and some of these intermittent highs and lows. We'll draw one from this first high out of the channel, which gives us several reversal areas here and right there as well. Okay, so that's how the market geometry works. It's pretty incredible actually, and this will occur across all the time frames. And when you see the areas come together across multiple time frames, that's really giving you a pretty good high probability area for a reversal, and that's really what this is all about. So from here on the 5-minute chart, and I know this looks kind of messy, it's because I have it all scrunched up so that you can see the area that I'm drawing. I'm drawing from the low here. Let me just delete it and draw it again. I'm drawing from the low here to the swing low before that really fast move, straight down and straight back up. And I'm using that higher low there because we are respecting this median line before that push up. If I draw to the major low, we're not really respecting this median line at this swing low. But you can see because I've chosen that prior swing low, this median line is coming in perfectly for the high and then the subsequent low and then back for the high. So that's clearly the correct channel. So all of these areas are coming together for that signal on the 2-minute chart. And that 2-minute is the chart that we enter from. So all of those areas come together on the same bar. Both time and price are coming together at all of those different areas right here. And that gives us a pretty big move down. All right, so that's how these templates work, and that's how the market geometry works. And of course, you have so many different tools and buttons on this toolbar that it would take, a couple of hours to go over all these different things, which you can see in some of the different videos on the website. So that's it. If you have any questions, please email us to support@trade-the-plan.com. It's tradetheplan.com with dashes. All right, thanks.